For over 20 years, Call of Duty has dominated the gaming world. It's one of the biggest franchises in entertainment history, bigger than Hollywood films, bigger than most game series, and a cultural juggernaut. But behind the billion-dollar success lies another story, a story of missteps, of rushed releases, of broken promises, and of games that never lived up to the Call of Duty name. Today, we're breaking down the worst-performing Call of Duty games ever released and uncovering the real reasons why they failed. From controversial design decisions to franchise fatigue to messy corporate timelines, this is the true history of Call of Duty's biggest flops. In 2013, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One arrived. Gamers expected a revolution, a brand new era of shooters. And Activision promised that Call of Duty Ghosts would be the first COD built for next-gen hardware. But instead of a revolution, players got a game that felt stuck in the past. Ghosts wasn't just a game. It was supposed to be the future. But the graphics looked too similar. The engine felt unchanged. The gameplay felt familiar in the wrong ways. Next-gen promised, last-gen delivery. The campaign introduced a new universe, but leaned on cliches. A mysterious elite unit, a dramatic villain, a cliffhanger that never got its sequel. Even Riley the dog became more of a meme than a meaningful character. Multiplayer suffered even worse. The maps were too large, too open, and far too slow compared to classic Call of Duty pacing. After the fast, polished experience of Black Ops 2, Ghosts felt empty. Overpowered guard dogs, a strange time to kill, and an overly complicated perk system pushed players away. Ghosts didn't fail because it was terrible. It failed because it was forgettable. It didn't innovate. It didn't excite. And it followed one of the best COD games ever made. It never stood a chance. 3 years later, the franchise faced a different challenge, and this time, the community didn't just dislike it. They revolted. After 2 years of jetpacks and futuristic movement, players were desperate to return to classic boots-on-the-ground gameplay. They wanted Call of Duty to feel grounded again. But in 2016, Activision revealed Infinite Warfare, another sci-fi, jetpack-heavy shooter, set farther into the future than ever before. The reveal trailer instantly became one of the most disliked videos in gaming history. The message was loud and clear. Stop taking Call of Duty into space. What's ironic is that Infinite Warfare's campaign was genuinely praised. Some critics even called it one of the series' best stories. But many fans refused to give it a chance. Multiplayer doubled down on features the community was exhausted by. Sliding, boost jumping, specialists, lasers, and robots. It felt like a reskin of Black Ops 3 more than a new game. The backlash wasn't just about gameplay, it was about trust. Players felt ignored. Activision seemed out of touch with what the community wanted. Infinite Warfare wasn't judged for what it was, but for what it symbolized. A franchise drifting away from its identity. If Infinite Warfare was controversial, Vanguard was a disaster. 2021 was one of the most chaotic production years Call of Duty ever faced. Internal problems at multiple studios forced Activision to reshuffle the entire development cycle. Vanguard wasn't even meant to release in 2021, but Activision demanded a COD every single year. So Sledgehammer Games was handed the impossible, finish a full Call of Duty game in far too little time. And on top of that, the company forced the game into a World War II setting, a setting players weren't asking for anymore. The launch reflected the chaos behind the scenes. Bugs, glitches, unfinished systems, unbalanced weapons, repetitive maps, and a zombies mode that felt empty and soulless. Visibility was bad. Time to kill felt inconsistent. Gun feel lacked punch. And the gameplay loop didn't excite anyone. Zombies, one of Call of Duty's most beloved modes, launched without round-based maps or core features. Fans felt betrayed. The result was simple. Vanguard became one of the lowest-selling Call of Duty games in modern history, not because it was uniquely terrible, but because it had no identity, no excitement, and no reason to exist. But the most controversial failure came in 2023. Modern Warfare 3 was not originally designed to be a full game. It was meant to be a DLC expansion to Modern Warfare 2. But somewhere during development, it was rebranded and resold as a full-priced title. The campaign launched at barely 3 hours long. Many missions were just large Warzone maps reused as open combat missions. Players felt cheated. Multiplayer didn't help. At launch, the game featured no new 6 versus 6 maps. Every map was a remake of Modern Warfare 2's classic 2009 maps. Fun for nostalgia, but hardly new. The DLC controversy, the short campaign,